What's up? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That wasn't horrible, but it wasn't good either. It was the definition of mid. That's what I'd give this race. I don't think that this race was necessarily the worst ever. It was much better than Atlanta. I don't want that to be twisted in any way. I did not take a nap, but I have been up since 6:30 in the morning. I don't know. For those of you who were in the chat earlier, there was hammering from the roof being repaired here for almost 12 hours. I see an in the chat. I'm already seeing the arguing for why the race was like that. I'm gonna make one of you upset with saying this. I think partly the wind was it. I don't think the wind was the entire thing. I think the idea that just because the wind didn't make a cup race bad doesn't mean the Xfinity race is bad because of it, or mid or whatever. I don't think that's a good reasoning, because I think that those cup guys are much better drivers. I think partly package. I think it's just in general so far. Yeah, 12 hours. 12 hours of constant hammering over my head. I do think it was much better than the F1 race. Even if I had woken up for that, I would have slept through it. But this was not, this is another just sort of mediocre Xfinity race this year, which is kind of par for the course, unfortunately, for the way that the season has started out. Plenty of time for it to get better. I understand that. But that was domination by JGR. While Chandler Smith was able to run up front a lot, and I think was as good as John Hunter Nemechek for the opening 70% of the race. I also think that, you know, when you have somebody who is as experienced in the Xfinity Series as well as working with Cup guys as John Hunter Nemechek, it's no surprise that Nemechek was the only one whose car and team were on it the entire race. You know, like I said, Chandler Smith was pretty good early on. You know, Austin Hill was up there pretty good. Herbst was challenging a little bit. Custer came on fast at the end, but that was too late. There was nothing really stopping that 20 car in it. So we are going to go through the 2024, the Laguna. That's how you say it. I only had to wait for the race to start to learn how to say the sponsor's name. We're going to go through the race, starting out with the finishing order as well as some information about it. So the race went for 2 hours, 13 minutes, 49 seconds. 5 leaders, 12 lead changes. Most of those, though, both leaders and lead changes, happening under green flag stops during the cycle. 4 cautions on the day for 200 laps. John Hunter Nemechek gets the win. Cole Custer second in a hard charge at the end, 4.36 seconds behind the leader. And a really good fight at the end, too, with Chandler Smith, who finishes third, Austin Hill fourth, Riley Herbst fifth, AJ Allmendinger with a 6th place run, Ryan Sieg, a very solid 7th on the day, Sammy Smith 8th, 9th Brandon Jones, and to end out the trio of JRM cars, Justin Allgaier finishes 10th after starting from the rear. Amazing save by Allgaier, I got to say, when it comes to his save in qualifying. I believe he had a right rear go flat, if I remember right. Might be a left rear. One of the tires went flat, and he saved it basically at full speed. So great save. Decent run for him today. Parker Kligerman with 11th, Eric Almirola 12th, and Corey Heim, final car in the lead lap, in 13th. Until I say otherwise, the rest are a lap down. Josh Williams, 14th. Tried going for the win. You know what? Go for it. Why not? Didn't work out, but in any, probably 9 out of 10 Xfinity races at the end there, probably could have worked out. Hailie Deegan, solid 15th place run today, finishing a lap down, but she continued to improve as the day went on. That's all I ask for from Hailie Deegan. A 11th, I'd say, okay, a 10th to 20th place finish. If she is in that range, I think she's had a good day. The equipment is not top-level equipment. She is an inexperienced driver, but came back. I believe she finished 13th or 14th in her first start at Las Vegas a couple years back. Gets a 15th place run, another top 15 on the day. So there's nothing really, I think, to be upset about there. I think it's a very solid run for a driver who needs to build up her confidence. Anthony Alfredo, the 16th place finish. 17th, Jesse Love, MIA today. I think the highest I saw Jesse Love might have been like middle of the top 10, like 6th, 7th, 8th, somewhere in there. And a lot of that was because of restart shenanigans. Jesse Love, complete no-show today, finishing 17th place. Leland Honeyman, 18th. Brennan Poole, 19th, and Kyle C. grounding out the top 20 in 20th, 21st, Kyle Weatherman, and Ryan Ellis, final car lap down in 22nd. Jeb Burton, 2 down in 23rd, as is JJ Yaley in 24th. Jeremy Clements, 25th, 3 down. Sheldon Creed, 26th, 3 down. Fox really didn't say what happened for the most part there. I know he was struggling beforehand and had a few issues, but they really didn't cover too much in depth on that one. 27th, Nick Lights, 3 down. Patrick Emmerling, 4 laps down in 28th, 5 laps down 29th for Garrett Smithley, and 30th, Joey Gase. 31st, Blaine Perkins. BJ McLeod, 32nd. 6 down, 33rd for CJ McLaughlin. Dawson Cram in the 34th spot, 8 laps down, final car on track. The rest of these guys DNF for various reasons. Parker Retzlaff, Fox hyped him up, commentator curse, 35th out of this race. Sage Karam wasn't on track when they started. 36th position is his finish. Engine woes for Shane Van Gisbergen, finishing 37th on the day. And then Sam Mayer, the season starting from hell continues with a 38th place finish. We'll roll the finishing order up top for you. I may have gotten some stuff wrong, so if I get names wrong or whatever, just let me know. Before we get into the rest of what happened today, read off a couple super chats and member chats here. Thank you to Quattro for 1 gifted membership. I appreciate that a ton. Sly Supersonic, thank you for the 538. Nice. Hi, Jarrett. I wonder where all those people last week who were mad about Cup drivers winning in the lower series are this week. Xfinity race is 6 out of 10. And Pinky Promise for 2 saying Love outran Creed by a mile today. RIP. Yeah, by the way, click that like button. Let's get over 100 likes, over 300 watching. And I think we're actually now over 73.4. We might hit 74K this week. That's pretty cool. And I'm looking in the chat, Demetrius Wilson, shopping cart racing is better than F1. Damn. Y'all are brutal, and I freaking love it. In terms of racing product. Damn, man. I love the brutality in the chat. And Darian, I think, is well on his way to his prediction of Mr. Netflix F1 Verstappen getting every single win this year. Let's go over this race here. We had wind gusts of around 70 miles an hour to kind of start us out. And I do think to a degree that probably threw a lot of these younger, inexperienced drivers for a loop. I think if it's Cup drivers, like in 2016, they don't get thrown as much for a loop. We don't have as many problems when it comes to just racing. I mean, they were pretty good early on. But Cole Custer starting from the pole, and you're thinking, man, after how well Riley Herbst did, after how fast those Fords were, that if Cole Custer now has the setup ready to go, he's just going to fly out to begin with. And no, he doesn't. 3 wide early on. Chandler Smith and the JGR guys assert their dominance on the Xfinity Series, as they so often have over the last 20 or so years. I will say this, and I said it a couple times in the chat, and I get that he probably can get on people's nerves, but I love Austin Cindric in the booth. Like, the guy to me is funny, but in a way that's not like boy or goofy, if you will. And he doesn't say hot rod all the time. I really, really, I really, really like him in the booth. Plus, fellow Avatar: The Last Airbender, original Avatar, I should say, fan like myself. So I have to be a little bit of a fan of him for that reason. By the way, 36 likes away from 100. Let's get up to 100. Click that like button. And damn, Sly Supersonic in the chat too. I would rather watch Jarrett, Darian, Danny, and Eric run a foot race in Formula One. I'm just going to say now, if it's like a lap around Las Vegas Motor Speedway, I'm winning that. I'm winning that. I don't know about sprinting. Darian might have us on that one. I don't know. How about this? Let's just, in general, let's do a funny poll here, because I think that when it comes to the race itself, there's not too much to go back and forth on. So I guess, who wins a foot race? Jarrett, Danny, Darian, or Eric? By the way, I will say as we start this, I am running 16 miles after I finish this stream. So keep that. And I know I have home field advantage on this one. Anyway, lap 8, we have our first real action. Left rear flap for Parker Retzlaff after contact he has with Sam Mayer, causing the first caution of the day, knocking Sam out of it. And Sam Mayer, again, having the season from hell. And he needs some luck. I know he had bad luck to start last year. He needs some luck, man. But we restart on lap 13, and Chandler Smith would lead the pack. They're battling behind him. Again, early on the restarts, if we had more restarts, I think people would like this race more. Not just for the action standpoint when it comes to causing cautions, but just in general for the racing we had. We had 3-4 wide racing consistently on those restarts. We just didn't have many of them. And then another issue comes with SVG having overheating issues, engines fried. He done finishes 37th on the day. And Chandler Smith, he would sweep the stages, winning the first one over John Hunter Nemechek, Austin Hill, Riley Herbst, Cole Custer, AJ Allmendinger, Justin Allgaier, Parker Kligerman, Ryan Sieg, and Brandon Jones. Thank you, Scott McNew, for the 5. At least this race was better than the Gardner White GP from earlier. I'm loving the energy y'all are bringing today. I'm loving the energy. Will England in chat. Eric, we're doing a dunking contest, and Danny a fishing tournament. True. To be fair, though, I'm not good at offense, but I'm pretty good at defense, and I can give Eric a run for his money just because I'm annoying as hell. I know I can beat. I have multiple times beat Darian in basketball. Actually, after drinking a 6-pack of beer, I beat both Darian and IDK player at horse and basketball. I don't know why, but like the more alcohol is in my system, the better I get at basketball when it comes to offense. I'm worse at defense because, you got to keep the feet under you. But fun fact about me, I'm like, I don't know. Like, what beer? Well, so it wasn't just beer. There's some whiskey involved too. But I do get better. The not better I get, but at the same time, I'm trying to be healthier, so I won't be good at basketball for a while. I don't know how it happens. Don't know how. I figure my stories might be as entertaining, if not a little bit more than the Xfinity race itself. We're gonna end the poll here. Let's see what the results got. As for the foot race, 38% think I'll win, 24% have Darian, 23 Eric, 13 Danny. So even for a lot of it. Caitlin Clark would beat the NWP crew. Well, duh. Yeah. Like, she's one of the best women basketball players, I think, ever, especially in the college ranks. Let's get to stage 2. We have the restart. Hill gets the lead, but John Hunter Nemechek gets past him until the very end where Chandler Smith passes Nemechek. That's basically all that happened. Nemechek finishes second to Chandler Smith again. Top 2 JGR dominate the stages, same positions again. Herbst in third, Allgaier fourth, AJ Allmendinger fifth, sixth goes to Austin Hill. Jesse Love seventh, highest he would get on the day. Not exactly not exactly a good run for him. Parker Kligerman in 8th, Custer 9th, and Ryan Sieg 10th place run in stage 2. Again, great run for Ryan Sieg, 7th position on the day. And so we get to the final stage. And early on, it was really, really racy. You had a lot of contending for the lead and backs and forth and blah, 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 blah. You know, you had that competitive nature you would expect in a normal Xfinity race. Finally, it ends up with Chandler Smith getting the lead on lap 110, and then with 78 to go, 78 to go, we get our final caution. Parker Retzlaff is parked, funny. Parker Retzlaff is stopped at the exit of pit road, brings the caution out, and we then lead to our final restart, where John Hunter Nemechek would get the lead. Smith would be close, but this run would be defined by two drivers, in my opinion, before the final pit stops. Riley Herbst and Chandler Smith. Herbst seemed to finally be getting his car where he wanted it from last year. As for why Jesse Love hate, it's not Jesse Love hate, it's just the truth. Like, he didn't show up today. Like, I'm not going to kiss his ass. Unless it's the chat hating on him, then I don't know why. I mean, if they're joking, the chat's just got that energy today, man. I'm loving the energy on it. Anyway, Herbst again going up through the ranks, but going down was Chandler Smith. Car just fell off. He lost about 4 seconds on the run. By the time they got it back going, it was just too late. You had the final pit stop starting with 35 to go under green. The 81 and the 9 pitted first. You'd think Chandler Smith would get the advantage, but Nemechek staying out long still had a better entry, better pit stop, better exit, better everything. Keeps the lead, gains on them. Allgaier and Josh Williams try and stay out, maybe snooker a win here. Allgaier bails with 20 to go. Williams bails with 11 to go, and from there it's just a battle for second. There's no contest really, I would say, for the top spot. I think if the race is 20 laps longer, Cole Custer gets the win. I think he had the high line finally set up. But it just ultimately was too late for him. The car finally got better right at the very, very, very end, and he was I think 5 seconds back. Finished, I think it was 5.5 seconds back. He ended up with 10 to go or so. Finished 4.3 back. Was getting faster as the run went on, but it was just too late. By the way, 17 likes away. Let's get up to 1,000 or 100 likes. Not mathing here. Been up since 6:30, so bear with me. But overall, probably I'd say just a mediocre race. I guess I can ask, since we're only 3 races in, which is your favorite Xfinity race? Which is your favorite Xfinity race? If I can spell, I swear I do know how to spell. I'll put 2024 Xfinity race because that's just a broad question. Daytona. I'm going to put it here just because it was a race. So I'll put Atlanta and Las Vegas. So here you go. I don't exactly think we're having many good picks when it comes to this poll. I probably should have put a none option, like Rocky Gordon said, but we'll keep one on there. Daytona, I guess, would be the best one, but I'll tell you what, trucks cleared this one easily. Couple other things I'm looking at here. Just a couple comments I was looking at. Again, Centric really good in the booth. I really like that. Fucking hell, y'all. You are just destroying F1 in the chat. I'm seeing, triathlons, major respect. Marble racing, damn. That's the damn. You guys are just on it today. Thank you. It's nice seeing someone compliment an old junior hat instead of bringing up crap that's not even about NASCAR. Andrea Riggs, 2008 Brickyard over F1. Come on now. I watched that race live. Like, I am all for messing with the Netflix fans, but come on. Like, I'll be like Sleeve. I'll watch grass growing before I watch that 08 Brickyard race. That was atrocious. Oh my God. Like, I got standards. Like, you want to say 2005 F1 versus the 08 Brickyard? Like, at least we got a full race in. But damn, y'all. But another thing, really quick, I think it was 000 Music put out in the chat early on. Was Xfinity really does feel like Xfinity has been racing like the Gen 6 is what they said. I'm gonna say this. It very much this season has felt like the most mediocre, not the worst, but the most mediocre parts of the Gen 6 era in Xfinity, which is kind of sad. You know, because I got Xfinity, and I think they'll get better. Like, I think it's early in the season. They have dealt with some bad circumstances with racing conditions, track conditions, packages versus track. Like, I do think they'll get better. When we get to the short tracks, like, I'm telling you what, tune into Martinsville. One of the best races in NASCAR of the year, both Martinsville races. But it's been bad. I'm kind of with Noah Coleman on this. I don't think it feels like the worst of it, but I think it feels like 2015 Cup. Doesn't feel like, the 550 days. Doesn't feel like, bad stuff like that. But it really does feel like 2015 Cup. It's been a bit rough. It's been a rough start. I think once a lot of these new drivers with new teams get their feet under them, I think once some of these younger guys get a hold of the car, I think we'll see better racing. It is a part of the Xfinity Series. You're going to see ebbs and flows because of new and old drivers and everything like that. But it's been rough. I think it's the best way to put it. By the way, 4 likes away from 100. Let's hit 100 before we end this thing off with almost 300 of y'all watching. I appreciate it. After a race like that, I very much appreciate you guys jumping on. Let's end the poll here and see what we got for our favorite Xfinity race of the year. 49% of you, about 50% of you, voted for Daytona, followed by Las Vegas, 37%, and 13% of you liked the Atlanta race last week. I'd like to have what you're smoking. Just saying. That was not my cup of tea. But we will be live tomorrow for the Cup race, and on Wednesday night on Danny B Talks channel for the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. We're going to have a ton of fun with that. And the race tomorrow, I think, is definitely bound to be better. But just wasn't today. That's about the best I can say. Nice rhyme. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate you coming in. But y'all enjoy your night. Man, I'm going to go and not enjoy running 16 miles, mostly on a treadmill. May God have mercy on my soul. All right, y'all have a great night. It'll be better than mine, and I'll see you tomorrow. Later, y'all.